Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope you're all well and doing okay. I just thought I would do a diary about ADHD medication. I recently got diagnosed with ADHD in March this year. I will obviously talk more about my diagnosis and why I felt I needed to be diagnosed with ADHD. Today is day one of the ADHD medication which I'm taking, and this medication is basically to help me with focusing and, you know, kind of not getting distracted and things like that, and basically trying to sit still. As my husband will say, I'm always constantly on the go. Basically I'm taking these little things, so I'm, you know, not every ADHD medication works for everybody out there, so this is the first time I'm ever taking this stuff, so I am a little bit nervous, but we'll see if it works. And if it doesn't work for me, then I will probably not take it anymore, as I have been recommended by my consultant doctor not to take the medication anymore. Find something to open it. It's got like some silver thing on it. There we go, voila. Ooh. Never had pink pills before. They're like pink and white. So I was recommended to take these first thing in the morning, so it still is morning and no later than that. So here goes. So yeah, so I decided that I would do a vlog diary on how I am doing with the medication and if it's working for me and if it's not working for me. So because there are some people out there that medication does work and then the medication doesn't work, so we'll just see. It is the 5th of June and it is day 2 of taking my ADHD meds. At the moment I'm feeling okay, apart from feeling tired, which is one of the side effects of the medication. It did say that on the leaflet that the doctor gave me, and it also said it in the leaflet that you get when you open the box with medication in. Basically, like, this medication is to help me focus and to also get me to pay attention and stop fidgeting. One of the things I have noticed is that I am feeling like, especially like when it comes to the afternoon, I feel like really spaced out. Like I just go into my own little world and I'm just staring at something, and then click, I'll come back. So I don't know if that is a possible side effect of the medication. I really don't know. I did notice, like, last night before I went to bed, like, I didn't want to go to bed. Normally I'm like falling asleep on the sofa at like 9, half 9, but last night I didn't go to bed till like after midnight, and I am waking up like really tired, so I did this morning. One of the other things I have noticed, especially on day 2 of taking medication, is that I have been feeling quite emotional. I've cried 3 times today. One was over a TV program I was watching when I put Jacob down for a nap when I was eating my lunch. That was random. And then this morning I had like 2 cries over just things that have happened in my life and that. So I don't know if it could be the side effects of the medication. I really don't know. I need to still do my research, but I am going to be writing down any side effects or symptoms that I've been having on this medication, because I am on a trial. So I'm on a 28-day trial, because like I say, not all medication works for everybody who's got ADHD. So yeah, so my ADHD doctor is going to contact me to see how I'm getting on. I think he's going to contact me next week or next couple of weeks just to see how I'm doing. It seems to be going okay, but it is only day 2, so we'll just see how the rest of it goes. And like I say, I'm going to keep vlogging how I'm doing and stuff, just to let you guys know. Today I'm just generally feeling emotional today. Like I say, I don't know if it's because like it's coming up to my granddad's 2-year anniversary since he passed away. He passed away the 13th of June, 2021. So I don't know if it's because that's coming up, and I've also been thinking a lot about my baby girl that I lost 5 months ago. And she's recently been on my mind a lot, like a lot. And I think it's also because, like, if I was still pregnant with her now, I would be about 7 months pregnant now. So yeah, so I don't know if it's because it's coming up near to her due date. So, but yeah, no. But I did notice another thing with the medication, because obviously it's meant to help people with ADHD with focusing and keeping attention and paying attention and, not fidgeting too much. When I did my food shop yesterday, I hate food shopping. It's got to be one of my ADHD triggers. Like, I think it's because of all the people, and people just annoy me. And all I want to do is just grab my stuff, go to checkout, pay for it and go home. But no, it's never like that when you go food shopping, and especially when you've got a toddler as well. I felt quite focused. I noticed that people weren't irritating me as much as they normally would. But then I also felt really hazily, like my head felt really hazily. And I did feel like a little bit spaced out as well yesterday whilst doing the food shop. I don't know if my husband noticed, but I definitely noticed it. I will keep you guys posted and let you know how the next week or so goes on this medication. So it is day 3 of taking my ADHD meds. I do feel different today. I do feel quite like my body feels a bit more relaxed than normal. It's like normally, like in the afternoon time when once I put Jacob down for his afternoon nap, I'm pretty much like having my lunch, and then I find that I cannot focus when I'm watching TV because I'm either on my phone or I want to do something, but I actually sat and focused. But I have also noticed that I am very lightheaded today. It really like kicked in this afternoon, and like I just generally like feel spaced out. Like I feel like I'm not there, like, but I am. Like my body, I just feel like my body and my mind are not here. So I don't know what that's all about. Whether it's a side effect. I know it does say one of the side effects is feeling lightheaded. Quite emotional again. I had a few tears this morning. So yeah, that's like day 2 feeling emotional since I've started the medication. I have felt a little bit irritable today, not too bad. And then yeah, just generally like off food again, not really hungry. I've kind of been in one of those moods today where I've just felt like I can't be bothered mood where I just can't be bothered to do anything today. The insomnia is really kicking in. It's like I'm tired but I don't want to go to sleep. It's really weird because it's like, say this time 2 weeks ago, I'd be falling asleep on the sofa in the afternoon, and same again before I'd go to bed, I'd be crashed out on the sofa at like 9, half 9. So I'm gonna see how the next few days go, and then I will vlog and let you know how I am getting on day 5. So it is midnight on the 6th of June and I'm still awake. This is one of the things I have noticed since I've started taking this ADHD medication, that I am not feeling tired, and I'm really struggling to fall asleep. As before I started taking the medication, I was always constantly tired all the time, and yeah, would generally just fall asleep in the afternoon and would be asleep on the sofa by like half 9. But since I've started taking this medication, I am now the opposite. I am struggling to get to sleep, and come in the morning, I don't want to wake up. So, yeah, very strange, but it is one of the side effects, insomnia. Basically, I got diagnosed with ADHD March this year. So I've been diagnosed with ADHD for 3 months now. and I have just started the ADHD medication that my consultant has recommended. Do not ask me how to pronounce the name. I cannot pronounce it whatsoever. So I'm just quickly showing you on this, my tablet bottle. So that's the name there. And I'm taking like 30 milligrams. So basically, the medication that I'm on is to basically help me increase my ability to like pay attention and to stay focused and to stop fidgeting, because I am pretty much like that, my attention span, and like I don't really focus well. So I am now on day 4 of taking the meds. So seems to be going okay at the moment. So I'm just keeping a diary and a record of it, because I'm doing like a little trial before they can decide to let my doctor prescribe it to me. So my journey of ADHD kind of started about a year or so ago. It weren't until I was in like a meeting about my son. My eldest son is autistic, he's got autism, and he is being looked at for ADHD. So it wasn't until I had like an EHCP meeting, and then I had a meeting with other professionals, and they kind of noticed with me that I wasn't very focused. I needed like an extra person beside me, because like I'm not very good at taking on information unless I'm interested in it. I kind of started reading up about ADHD because I've been like saying that my son has definitely got traits of ADHD, and I started doing my research into it and stuff. And then I did like an online test, and I scored ridiculously high on the ADHD test. So I then went to my GP, had a chat with her, and she said, okay, we'll do the questionnaire again. And I scored exactly the same score that I did, and it was very much similar questionnaire. She sent it off, her referral. She said it could take a year or so. I was like, that's fine. So I saw her in the summer of last year, and by November I was seen by a consultant. So it was pretty much kind of the same thing. It was just a general chit chat about why I think I may have got it, about my background, like about my childhood and things like that. So, and question it. Then I got sent loads of questionnaires to do, which I had to do, my mum had to do, and my husband had to do. Didn't really hear much till March this year. And I had my second appointment, which was the appointment that I knew I could be potentially diagnosed with ADHD. I went to my appointment, saw the consultant, had a chit chat. He was very, very nice man. He observed me, looked through all my paperwork that I'd sent over. He did like a questionnaire thing with me and stuff. And and there it was. He basically said, you have ADHD. So I have the combined ADHD, which means I have both inattentive and hyperactive impulse symptoms. So I'm pretty much like on the go all the time. My husband's always saying to me like, will you just sit down? But I just can't. And it weren't just that, though. Like the other reasons why I kind of felt like I could have ADHD was like when I looked back at my childhood, I was pretty much like, I rarely sat still much. I couldn't focus much in school. I only really focused on topics that I liked, which is generally one of the things that people with ADHD do struggle with. And I am pretty much a person that if I've got a task to do, I do not want to do it. I will avoid it as possible. And I remember my mum always saying to me, like, I used to be a nightmare for homework to get homework done. But I do have dyslexia as well. So I always thought I was probably the way I was because of my dyslexia. I struggled in school, I struggled in lessons and stuff. I never really had a big friendship group either. I really struggled to socialise with peers. And I always stuck to one person, and things like that. So, and I've always struggled with sleep as well. And that was another reason why I kind of felt like, could I possibly have ADHD? Because like, as I described to like my consultant, my doctor, I feel like my brain is constantly on the go all the time. I'm overthinking things. It's like it never switches off. It's like I described it as I have 20 TV screens on in my head and I just cannot seem to focus on like any one of them. And then like it really affects my emotions and my own mental health, because I do have depression and anxiety, which does come along with ADHD. Like I said, throughout school I found it really hard to like focus, concentrate, pay attention in class. And like I say, it was all put down to having dyslexia, because I got diagnosed with dyslexia when I was in lower school. But like I say, it turned out to be ADHD. So yeah, so that's how it all kind of came about, really. And like the diagnosis for ADHD is like quite a long path. You know, I was probably one of the lucky ones to get diagnosed quite quickly, because I thought I'd be waiting up to like a year or two before I got my full diagnosis of ADHD. So I've also been told that I do have traits of autism as well. I was told that by my consultant as well. And I've also been diagnosed with obsessive compulsory disorder as well, because like I have like an obsession of cleaning, which I have inherited from my father. Well, I thought I had inherited from my father. But I don't know, there's always been like this thing that I've always felt like I've always been out of place. I've always struggled with things in life. Like I've struggled with friendships, relationships, you know. I can get very irritable easily, and I can lose my temper easily, which is very much signs of ADHD. So yeah, so I mean, how did I feel when I got the diagnosis? I don't really know. It was kind of like a weight off my shoulder, because then I kind of knew what was wrong with me, what was wrong with my brain, and why I couldn't concentrate well, why I struggled with things, in life. You know, why I struggled to maintain friendships, maintain relationships and stuff. You know, why I couldn't just start a task and then, you know, and then not finish the task, because I am pretty much like that. I will start a task and then move on to another one. I have also found it quite overwhelming at times as well, because I don't really know much about ADHD. So I've been like doing my research into it as well recently. So I'm still doing my research into it. But and yeah, it is quite overwhelming, because there's like, it's a bit like autism really. It's like a spectrum, isn't it? It's like not everybody who has autism has the same symptoms or is the same as that person with autism. Because like I kept saying to my husband, are they sure they've got me diagnosed right with ADHD? Because how come I'm not messy like most people with ADHD? How come I'm not a little bit unhygienic like most people with ADHD? How come I'm not classed as lazy like most people with ADHD? But it wasn't until like he pointed out, and he was like, you are messy, but you hide your mess. So like you should see like my kitchen drawers, they are awful. My wardrobe is a mess. I have cupboards that are a mess. So I pretty much hide my mess. And then like as my consultant, and I've also like follow people on Instagram, like social media, and I spoke to this one guy, and he said to me like, not everybody with ADHD is the same. We all have different traits and stuff. And he said like with your cleaning, if you do have obsessive compulsory disorder, that's what it's down to, but also you hyper focus on it. So once I start cleaning, I can't stop. Like I will clean all morning if I have, like if I do, it's like kind of thing. So everything has to be clean, everything has to be tidy. It's just one of my things. So yeah, so that is basically like my journey into having ADHD. So like I say, I've only been diagnosed 3 months, so I'm still kind of like learning about it and learning about my ADHD and things like that, and you know, getting used to the new medication, which is kind of working and helping, which is a good thing. But then there are also its struggles as well with ADHD. Like I really struggle with changes, and you know, I struggle with stress like massively, which is a big problem for people with ADHD. And also like being a mum as well with ADHD comes with its battles, but I will vlog that another day. I won't do it today. So I hope this video is helpful, and like I say, I am going to be adding like my vlog diary onto this as well to let you know how I'm doing with the medication. And then I will probably on my next video will vlog about being a mum with ADHD and how it has affected me, and how, you know, how I struggle sometimes being a mum with ADHD, especially when I've got another child who potentially could have ADHD and he's also autistic. So so like I say, since I have been done with ADHD, I am starting to be a bit more understanding with my son now. Hello everybody. So it is now day 5, taking my ADHD meds. Things are going okay. Nothing's really changed much. The only thing that I have noticed is that I'm having one of the side effects, which is insomnia. So basically I'm struggling to fall asleep and go to sleep. I suppose the pros of having insomnia in one way is that I am not feeling as tired as I used to before, and the tiredness was like really getting me down, because I would fall asleep in the afternoon and then I would like be asleep by like 9:30 at night. But now I am struggling to go to sleep. The last 2 nights I've not gone to bed till like 12:15 or 12:30 at night, and I'm wide awake, and then I will wake up and I'm still wide awake. I think if I didn't have to wake up to get my eldest son sorted for school, I think I probably would have stayed up all night. So yeah, that's really hitting. So I'm keeping this all noted so I can let my consultant know, my doctor know, when he calls me. But apart from that, it's all going well. I seem to be doing okay, which is the main thing really. Another thing I've noticed is that my appetite has changed slightly. I'm not eating as much as what I used to. So kind of like that really. Still feeling a bit spaced out. Like I always feel really spaced out by the afternoon. Like I feel a bit spaced out now. Like my head feels a bit fuzzy. The good thing about it is that I do seem to be focusing a lot more. I'm not as fidgety as what I was. So things are going really well. So I will keep you all updated and let you know how the next few days go. Hi everyone, and how are you? And welcome to my channel. I just thought I'd give you a update on how I'm doing with the ADHD medication that I'm on. So I am now on day 10. I am doing okay. I'm feeling less dizzy than what I was before. The only thing that is still a struggle is the insomnia. I'm still having that side effect. So the tiredness is really, really catching up with me, and it is really affecting my mood. I'm more snappy. I'm really struggling to get up in the morning. So, but I am still waiting to hear back from my doctor. I'm guessing he's giving me a few more days or a week to see how I'm getting on. But I have been struggling with my ADHD the last few days now. I think since like Friday. Last Friday, but also I don't know if it's to do with the medication, but also I do think it's because it's down to the heat as well. But basically I have been feeling like very overwhelmed, very overstimulated, very emotional, very sensitive, and been having lots of sensory overload. I think the sensory overload is down to the weather that we're having at the minute. It is very warm in the UK. I mean, the weekend we just gone was ridiculously hot, and I've never coped well in the heat. I'm not a summer person. Don't get me wrong, I love the summer, but any higher than over say 24 degrees, I cannot cope. It makes me feel very irritable. I don't like feeling hot. I hate the fact that you can't cool yourself down. I can sit in a cold swimming pool, but then I don't really like the feel of that either. So I think that's another sensory thing as well. It also makes me feel really sick as well. I just hate, because I get so hot, I then feel sick. So I hate that feeling. And it does make me feel very frustrated and emotional. But I did my local food. I went to my local Tesco on Friday, the Friday just gone, to go to a food shop. And I walked in there and it's completely changed. And it was like I had to try and find everything again. It was really frustrating. They've moved everything, changed everything because they're refurbishing it. And I felt like my food shop was taking forever. And I am really not one for food shopping. It's one of my pet hates that I hate about being an adult. So yeah, I actually ended up coming out of the shop crying. For the first time in a while, the last time I did a food shop, I went to Asda, and my husband and my stepson went to Ninja Warrior, which was next door to Asda in Bletchley. So, and I went to do the food shop, and I'm not very good at my own doing a food shop. And this Asda is huge. I think it's the biggest Asda in the world, I think. And doing a food shop with a toddler as well wasn't easy. Plus, it was really hard to remember what I needed and to find the things that I needed, and it just got all too much for me, and I actually ended up coming out of Asda having a panic attack and feeling awful. I remember I saw Mark and Riley walking towards me, and I just burst into tears, and Mark was like, what was wrong? I was like, don't let me do that again. And this was before I got diagnosed with ADHD. I just assumed it was me being silly and the fact that I hadn't done a food shop in a long time. So sorry, I'm just checking my notes here so I remember what to say, because my brain is just And then the last few days I've just really felt stressed. And I do feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself at the minute, like trying to get jobs done on my to-do list. I've been trying to sort out my Apple Watch as well with O2. I ordered one last month and I still haven't got it because there was a problem with the delivery. And I just feel like I'm going round in circles. And I was on the phone all afternoon. I think I called them at like 1:30. I didn't get off the phone until like 3:15. So I kind of like missed that free time to myself to do the things that I like to do. And then I attended a Zoom meeting for my stepson. But I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, I did that yesterday. And that was quite stressful as well. And I just personally just like feel like I just never ever get time to myself. I never feel like I get time to do the things that I want to do, you know, like for instance doing my colouring in, because I find that really helps me to relax and to be more chilled, and you know, just and also it's just nice to just have some me time. I just personally feel like all I am is just a mother and a wife, and you know, and as much as I love my children and as much as I love my toddler, my 2-year-old, I am with him all the time. I'm with him 24/7. You know, hubby's been working late this week because he's had a lot of work on. So, and I've just found it really, really hard this week. And I've been like a complete mess. All I've done is cry on and off, you know. I'm finding it really hard to try and do the things that I want to do without And I think a lot of it is that I do get distracted as well. Even though this medication I'm taking is meant to keep me focused, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what's going on with me this week. I mean, I don't think that it's also helps that there's been a lot on, and also like, you know, I'm trying to put a lot of pressure on myself, trying to do everything at once. And I feel like I'm also trying to squeeze everything into one day as well, like, you know, because there's some things that I want to do without my 2-year-old screaming at me. Like, for instance, I fill up the paddling pool without him screaming about the hose, because he's obsessed with like wires and hoses, and I mean, he's obsessed with the Hoover, bless him. So I think there is that as well. But yeah, it's just the joys of being a mother, I guess. You know, there are the ups and downs of motherhood. So probably might do that as another blog, maybe, if you're interested in the ups and downs of motherhood, especially for someone like me who suffers with mental health issues. It might be interesting. Let me know below the comments if you want to ask me anything. But like I said, also yesterday was the 2-year anniversary of my granddad's passing. So and they say that grief gets easier as the years go on, but in my case, and also for my sister's case, it really hasn't. It's got harder. I think because he died of cancer, and literally it was really hard for us to process it, because he got his diagnosis, and within that diagnosis, within like 6-7 weeks of that diagnosis, he sadly passed away. And watching someone who you dearly love and care about dying of that horrible disease, and watching that horrible disease just change him, was really hard. And like I say, he was life and soul of the family, and he was 1 in a million. And I miss him every day. And I wish he was here. Sorry. I wish I could tell him everything. I wish you could see my kids though, you know. He did get to meet Jacob, but Jacob was only like 3-4 months old when he died, so. And, you know, Ben wasn't talking at this point. So like Ben was like 6, so he still wasn't talking. He had some words, but he wasn't fully talking. So, and my granddad always said that he would talk one day. And he was right. And it's just a shame he's not here to hear it. I'm just glad that he did get to hear Ben say one word before he died. So, yeah. It's just been a really hard week, and I'm sorry. Yeah, it's been a really hard, stressful, lonely week. And I've really got to learn to like stop putting pressure on myself and stop trying to do everything. I've really got to learn to do that. But like I say, I don't know if this is also some side effects of the medication. I mean, I've looked them up, and it does say it can make you feel a bit irritable and stuff. So, but I've always suffered with feeling irritable as long as I can remember. So yes. So that is an update on how I'm doing. And as you can tell, I'm not doing great at the minute. Mental health sucks sometimes. It really, really does. But make sure, if you are struggling, to get support. So like I said, I will keep you updated and let you know how I'm doing so far on the medication. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye. Hi everyone, and how are you? Hope you're all well. So like I said, I thought I would let you know how I'm doing on the ADHD meds, and I also heard from the pharmacy, so the pharmacist who is working with my consultant with the ADHD. So I am now on day 24 of taking the ADHD meds, and things are going okay. Okay-ish. but I have had a lot on recently. The last 3 weeks have just been horrendous, but I will get to that. So basically I had a phone call last week from the pharmacy that I go to pick up my medication, and just a general chit chat, just wanted to know how I'm doing with the medication. She would pass this on to the doctor who was the one that diagnosed me with my ADHD. So she wanted to know if I was having any side effects, if the medication is working, do I feel okay on the medication. She also wanted to know if the medication is helping me to focus and, you know, helping me to do my tasks. I really struggle with doing tasks. So yes, I gave her information. I told her that the insomnia has really hit me. Like, I'm having really late nights, getting up really early. I think I'm only having like 3-4 hours sleep, and the tiredness is really getting to me. Like, I'm feeling very emotional. When I'm tired, I do get emotional. So so basically she has advised me to try and take the medication earlier than what I was in the morning. So I was roughly taking it around about like 8:30, 9 o'clock time, but I'm now starting to take it about like 6, half 6 in the morning. Plus I mentioned like my appetite has slightly dropped, but I've always been up and down with my appetite even before I was on the medication. I also told her that I still struggle with getting tasks done, but because of what's happened over the last 3 weeks, you know, I was on the roll with one of my tasks. I was really on the roll with it, but then this certain important annoying thing cropped up. Well, it's not annoying, but it's kind of mucked up things basically, and that's more important right now. So I've been having to deal with that for 3 weeks. So and I did say to her, like, I am very emotional, but I was taking antidepressants, and I did stop my antidepressant when I started the ADHD meds. So she said to me that it is fine for me to still carry on taking my antidepressant tablets, but maybe cut down the dosage. So I rang my GP yesterday just to see if it was still okay and whether it's dropping down. So I'm now back on my antidepressant, so hopefully that will help with the emotional side, like how I'm feeling emotionally, because I've been so emotional, on and off crying, especially these last 3 weeks. Good God. And I've just felt like I've just had no time to myself, no time to sit, no time to get things done, you know, constantly. Like, there was one day, it was last Thursday, my phone just kept going off and off. And I got to a point where my husband called me because he wanted to know what I needed from the shop, and I just broke down in tears. I literally broke down, which is unlike me. Sometimes I do break down, but not like that. It was like I was having an ADHD meltdown. I just basically said, I had enough, I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna turn my phone off, which I did. I did turn it off. So, but yeah, so I did kind of mention that to the pharmacist, and she said that could be down to my depression, because I went completely cold turkey with the antidepressant tablets, which is not a good thing, by the way, if you're on antidepressants. If you want to come off your antidepressants, make sure you speak to your doctor, your GP, and, you know, they will slowly, gradually get you to come off the medication. Never go cold turkey. It does not work, believe you me, it makes it worse. You think I'd learn from that mistake now, because I've done it a few times. Yes, so I'm now back on my antidepressants. I am still on my ADHD meds. She's going to give me another call in 3 weeks' time. About 3 weeks' time. She said, just see how I'm doing. So, yeah. But apart from that, I am doing okay. Apart from I've got a lot of stress on. And I have noticed that stress is a massive trigger for my ADHD. I really struggle with stress, and it does get on top of me. It's like yesterday, I just felt so overwhelmed. I was trying to start all this paperwork, and it just got too much. And then, like, I tried to have a bath to relax, and even the feel of the water on my skin was really irritating me, and I just couldn't relax. Like, my brain just wouldn't switch off. So I'm going to try and see what I can do, try and help myself. with the stress. I think there's a part of me that I think I need to take a step back on things and try and do something that I enjoy, and maybe do a little bit of meditation. I don't know what works, but if you know anything that will work to help with stress, especially with someone with ADHD, please leave a comment at the bottom. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll obviously keep you guys posted. It may be in another vlog to let you know how I'm doing, but all in all, the ADHD meds seem to be working. So I will speak to you all soon. Have a lovely day.